Okay, good morning. We're going to now look at how we create this little clamp part here using sheet metal model. Okay, so I'm just going to flip open to here and we will start a new part, because this is just a bit different from what we've done before. In the next assignment we'll be exploring sheet metal modeling a little bit further, but I think it's worth introducing now as well. Okay, so when we say sheet metal modeling, essentially we're making things out of a sheet of metal. So it's a bit like hardcore origami, really. We start with a flat piece and we fold it and move it in various ways, and then we get a flapping crane, or not in this case. So if we look at our toolbar, hopefully you can see that highlighted there in the top right as I'm looking at that, hovering my mouse over. Obviously you can't see my mouse because that doesn't record, annoyingly, but you can see the little tooltips appearing there as I hover over them. So the first one says sheet metal model, so that's what we're going to do. Obviously if we hover over it a little bit further, we get a little bit more information. So we do a sheet metal model, and it says parts and surfaces to come. So we're not quite there yet. First of all, we need to do a sketch. Okay, as always. So let's do a sketch. So from the engineering drawing, obviously I'm going to want you to do this a little bit more accurately than I. You take the dimensions and you draw these lines to accurate dimensions, and you use the dimension button there to just make sure that they're the correct length and all that stuff. So obviously I'm not doing that to dimension at the moment. So there we are. So we've drawn our profile, as it were. So then we can go to sheet metal model and we say extrude. In this case, sketch curves to extrude. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Yeah, and we can move it in either direction. Now, some of you, when you might find that you've got something that's bigger, even though you drew the lines to the correct size, you might find you've got something that's bigger than the drawing. In which case, you go down to thickness there. You can just see me highlighting that, and if you press the arrow, can you see we go from the inside of the line? Let's just do that from the front view there. We go from the inside of the line to the outside of the line. In, out, we shake it all about. Okay, so you can get the rest of the information from the engineering drawing. We set the bend radius to what it says in the engineering drawing. Leave the bend factor and the K factor and the minimal gap, and that's it really. So all you have to do is set the bend radius, the thickness of the material, and the depth is, well, let's have a look at the depth. 25, 50. He says, yeah, and that's just changing that value there for the depth, and that's kind of it really. For that, we've made that part, so then we can finish sheet metal model. So we tick that box because we've finished doing our sheet metal model. So just sheet metal part, sheet metal model 1. Okay, we have to select it there. That's unusual. And then we just do it needs a threaded hole in it, so we can use a sketch to sketch a circle to put the position of the hole in the right place, and then just use the hole button there to finish that off. And that is how we do that. Okay, right, I think we'll do maybe one more video on tips for, we've got tips for drawing, haven't we? Do we need an assembly video? We might need an assembly video. All right, anyway, thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.